Loading snacks.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Lotus Snacks Anime Chat Podcast. Your student council is in the building. We're all here and present. Myself, Gabby, and Noah is in the building. And we're going to do what we like to do every single week, and that's talk about anime. So, first up on the docket, Noah, what do we need to talk about this week?
All right, first up on the docket. How y'all doing this
Hey,
week?
Doing well, doing well.
good.
Good?
Outside of my legs hurting, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you said your legs hurting. What happened again?
I started running like 2 or so weeks ago, and
Mm-hmm.
since I don't do land sports, I'm a swimmer and water sport person. I don't have land form. I didn't have the proper running shoes. I got some tendonitis in my knees, so
Okay.
we gotta rest them and just walk until that heals. But I have the proper running shoes now, so we'll be fine.
Good.
I
Okay.
just need
We're
to
going to
be
avoid that
smart.
from happening again.
Yes, I just need to be smart. So we're cutting back on the actual running for low impact training for now.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. If I may recommend
Please
running
do.
on trails and things like that, remember is good for your knees because
Okay.
we weren't biologically designed to run on concrete. So even seasoned runners, I know this because my dad was a runner, would look for trails to run on because
Mhm.
they can, maybe it just softens the blow a little bit. You may not have any around you, but
We
just a
probably
suggestion.
do. We just have to do that. I definitely will look into doing that. So thank you, Noah.
And you'll probably notice a difference too. Obviously, like paved ones, you don't want to be running through the woods, but
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Well worn paths.
like yeah, like actual trails. But yeah, how
Yeah.
about you, Lo?
Yes.
Uh, it was a wrestling weekend, so it was payback this weekend. So sat down, watched that. Other than that, did very no. I
Oh,
did
is that PLE?
premium live event. Yeah,
Okay, chat. Lo be sending all types of abbreviations and stuff for wrestling. He'd be like, I got
I was like, no,
XYZ
like
this
look,
weekend.
tonight's
I'm
a
like, what the
PLE.
hell is
You sound like my
XYZ?
job.
I'm like, just let me know.
Either it's a pay per
Said
view,
PLE.
like because like
I
AEW
was
still
like,
calls
is
theirs.
that a video game?
Yeah,
An
like AEW,
anime?
they still call their stuff pay per views because you have to do it that way. But
Yeah.
with what's it since on subscription with WWE, they just call them PLEs, premium live events. And I would always say pay per view because that's what I've known for the longest time. But I've gotten in the habit of distinguishing the two. So that was just
Lo
we
be
do.
doing that. He'll send us some abbreviation. I'll be like, huh?
Other than that,
Uh,
Who?
I've gotten back into Scarlet Nexus. I'm trying to beat that because I've had that for some years now, and I went through like
I
half
never
of it.
heard of that.
Yeah, it's a third person run around beat 'em up like Devil May Cry kind of style game. It's all anime based.
Oh, it's an anime. I've already looked this up on my
Ooh.
anime list. I
Well, see,
literally came up in my search history
the
on my
reason why I
anime
never
list.
beat it originally when it came out, as much fun as I was having with it, because when you get it's the point you get into the game, you get to like a diner or something like that, and you can go to talk to
Okay.
somebody, and there's codes you get from the anime that you put into the game and it unlocks something. So I was like, well, I was
Oh,
going with
wait, that's
Mm.
cool.
I'm
right,
gonna have to check it out
but the
because I
anime
I
was
love
like
a
that.
good
anime
anime
didn't
game.
start at the time. So I was like,
Right.
well, I'm gonna wait till the anime is over and then I'll pick it back up and go ahead so I can do it all in one shot. So
Yeah.
I'm playing it and going to be watching it kind of like at the same time to get those unlocked so I can unlock whatever it is in the game. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's
So
That's
cool.
kind
other
of
than
cool
that,
doing it at
it
the
was a
same time.
I'll check it out because
it's
apparently I
Yeah.
already looked it up. So
oh okay. And the game
yeah.
is hella
So
fun.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Next, we have real bad news for my anime fans and users, my anime list fans and users. The My Anime List website, which for those of you who don't know, is
The
probably
Holy
the
Grail.
biggest like conglomerate of anime voters, raters, forum talkers online
Yeah.
um in one spot. And it's a really popular website. I for a while thought it was American owned, but it's Japanese owned. And they were recently bought out by a crypto company called Godly. And
That just
first of all,
sounds
you're probably
terrible.
like, yeah, you're probably like, why is a crypto company buying
An anime
uh,
website.
Yeah.
an anime website? So, this company was invested, had money invested in it by guess who's trying to run a monopoly on anime?
Disney,
Netflix?
No,
Crunchyroll.
No, that Crunchyroll is owned by the person who's trying to run a monopoly on
Is it?
anime. It's Sony.
Who owns
That's what I was
Sony
gonna say
is
next.
trying to
That's what I was
run a
gonna say next.
Oh.
Sony.
monopoly on anime, and
maybe.
I'll tell you what I think they're trying to do
Uh-huh.
soon. But basically, them and Bandai Namco invested $70 million, which is 10 billion yen, into this company Gaudily prior to this purchase.
Mhm.
So basically, this purchase involves, I wrote it down, involves these companies.
Princess.
Did I write? Oh yeah, I did write the companies down. This involves Sony Music Group, Bandai Namco, Sanrio, Aniplex, Shueisha, Toho, and Comic Smart. And
A
the
lot of
reason they
people.
want to do this, their statement is they want to use Web3 and AI to enrich the future creators, combine the three companies' data assets, build a safe blockchain for Sony's blockchain, create new entertainment through generative AI, including including the companies I said. And that's part of Sony's continued plan to just gain monopoly over the anime industry in the entire West, as well as
I heard
Japan.
AI, and that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
So that sounds terrible. So what are
Yeah.
y'all initial
Yeah.
thoughts on that?
I don't like it.
Neither do I.
What are they gonna? I want to know what they're gonna do with. Like, what are they gonna do with the website? They have to have some sort of plan for it,
Mm-hmm.
or are they just gonna leave it alone and take the data that comes from it?
I think a little bit of both. I think they'll overhaul it to be whatever they want it to be, and they're going to take all the data from it and apply it where needed.
So I guess I should tell y'all this before
Hmm.
I ask for y'all opinions, but the owner of My Anime List made a statement addressing the
Yeah.
future of My Anime List following the acquisitions. The admin post continued. Gaudi is the fourth company to acquire My Anime List. Makes this acquisition unique is that we will not be losing the experience and knowledge gained previously. Hopefully, this means we should be able to escape some of the growing pains we've had to go through in the past acquisitions. With new owners and new investments, we hope to be able to get back to improving various features and user experience. This is still the beginning of a new chapter in My Anime List history, so it's too early to say definitively that what we will tackle first. Still, I hope we can look forward together with cautious optimism. The My Anime List admin post ended by asking users about the number one improvement they would like to see following the Gaudi. Is it Gaudi or Gaudily? Gaudi's acquisition. As of writing, members responded with the likes of improving mobile support and statistics, additions of adding anime-ish animations that aren't typically considered anime by My Anime List standards, considering things such as Castlevania, Devil May Cry, etc., etc. That's what people requested. So CEO said that. Now what do y'all think?
I think Sony's going to do what the hell they want. Just Sony's the one that's behind it. Yeah, I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do what they want. They're going to Sony it somehow.
Well, Sony doesn't necessarily own it. They put money into this company, Gaudi, but that means
So-
they're going to have
Yeah.
some stake in this company
Yeah.
as well.
So since there has been some word from, I guess, the owner of it, I would like to think that, I mean, it does sound like, hey, we're going to at least stay an anime site. Nothing's going to change right now. What improvements do you want? And if Sony really does want to be that monopoly, I think it would be bad for them to just change the site because they really don't know what they want, to be completely honest with anime. And probably got the site to be able to gain that knowledge. And if they change it from what it is, what will they really gain?
Yeah.
But that, again, on the flip side, this could all be this person just bought me. I'm putting out some nice words. So hopefully they don't do shit to me. Or I've already had talk with them and they told me to put this out. Or like, it could be anything. I want to hope on the brighter side if they're just going to leave the site alone for the most part. Yeah, there'll be some changes. There'll be more Sony advertisements.
That's
Probably.
what that was one of the things in my notes actually, is that it could just be, you know what I mean, they could be ready to completely overhaul it, not change it from an anime site. It's going to stay an anime site because that's
Yes.
what the users come for. But they could
Yeah.
be ready to completely change it but the admin is saying this because, you know, what I mean, you got to say something because people
Yeah.
are concerned. And
Yeah.
initially, when you think of AI and cryptocurrency, people have had a lot
I
of
think trash.
negative experiences with
Mhm.
cryptocurrency from all aspects. And so when you hear a company that directly involves itself exclusively with cryptocurrency is buying an anime website, you're kind of just, it just raises a lot of alarms.
Yeah.
With Sony involved, they could do something that I heard online, which is like they could remove the form. It's one of the only websites to still have a like early 2000s level form. Everything's kind of like a little bit more smooth in the way that you chat about anime now. And they're kind of like outside of Reddit, the only other website that has a forum and enough people to talk about stuff. So Sony was involved in moving the comments from Crunchyroll. So once they bought Crunchyroll, so they could remove
Do
the
that.
form.
Yeah,
So,
remove that as well. Yeah.
yeah,
I
who
think that
knows?
would be a
But
huge blow to my anime list if they removed comments in forums. Because, like,
I mean, it was a huge
you
blow
go
to Crunchyroll. But one thing about Japanese companies, they kind of do what they want. Once they're
that's
big
true.
enough,
But the
they do
thing
what
is,
they want.
Crunchyroll, you
And
watch the anime. What else do you go to my anime list? You go there to look at the voice actors and the things to get recommendations, but you look for recommendations based off what other people say. Like, oh, I want this anime related to this one. Well, someone else recommended this anime, and here's their blurb of what they thought about this anime in relation to this anime. Like, how are they gonna like? That's why I go to my anime list. I like the comments that people leave because it helps me find animes because I need their recommendations. So if
From
they take
actual
that
anime
away, that's
watchers. Yeah.
the
yes.
funniest
And
comments I ever saw on my anime list was Boji's from what's that anime called?
the Kings something.
Rankings of Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boji's voice actress. I looked on her voice. I was like, who plays Boji? Like they got a whole voice actress just to say, and then I
Yeah.
looked at the comments under, and all of them, literally 30, 40 comments said, all of them.
And that's the stuff we need to keep. Come on.
Cooked. It's cooked. Everybody else's comments are like, this is my favorite voice actor. She's so inspirational. I love this character.
They
All
just,
of hers is just,
Uh,
like 30 comments. It's so funny.
After
But,
whatever
yeah.
plans that they have for it, they're already working on those in the back, and they're
Yeah.
gonna happen. And it's some stuff that we probably don't even see coming. But
So them
it's
buying my
scary.
anime list is the least of the worries because that's just a website. There's lots of websites, but I really do. I use my anime list damn near every day, so
So
I
do I.
really hope they don't change it for the worse.
Yeah, you got me
Um,
using it more often now. Yeah.
Mhm.
So what's their goal? Like I said, they want to use Web3 AI and AI to enrich future creators, combine three companies' data assets, and build safe blockchain for Sony's blockchain, and create new entertainment through generative AI. So basically, this means that these companies involved that I named, like Shueisha owns like 40% or something of Viz Media. So that means we
Mhm.
could have AI in manga. We could have AI in anime. We could have AI in music, their music soon, and intros and stuff like that. As they experiment with it, which we know with anime, they experiment a whole lot.
Yes, they do.
So this is definitely one of the worst purchases or worst big transfers of power in anime that I've seen almost ever. This looks like it's nothing but bad news.
It
So
does. It
hopefully,
feels that way too.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have a AI.
The last thing I
anime.
want is anything AI to come and do and start taking stuff away from the creators. I definitely do not want that whatsoever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that worries
Like making
me.
up their own like mangas and stuff like that. Like, no, go
I
get
am
that
not
from
a
the
fan of
creators. Yeah, not.
yeah.
I mean, it's
I'm
gonna
not a
happen. You know what I
fan
mean?
of
It
AI
sucks,
anything.
but yeah, I've seen anime, some AI stuff that can say, oh, that's fun. You know what I'm saying? Whatever stuff like that. But I much rather get it from the creators, the artist itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does a lot of damage to a lot of things. So it's just
Mhm.
about them trying to figure out ways to save money and pump out more lifeless content.
Yeah.
And
It was just
I
music.
don't
No,
think
like no.
anybody's for it but them. But
Yeah.
I forget what else I was gonna say about that. But yeah.
A lot of
Just
people
got to keep
won't
an eye
even
on it.
yeah. A lot of people won't even take the time though to if it becomes AI, people won't notice. Oh well, people will notice, but like honestly, a majority of people probably won't one notice or one take the time to go figure out if it is or
Yeah.
not. That's the
Yeah.
unfortunate part of it. So if they do end
Yeah.
up using a lot of that stuff, it's just unfortunately gonna
Yeah.
keep going forward because the masses aren't gonna care or do anything about it.
Yep.
Sucks.
Yep. And also it's just like not even daggone rating anime website is safe. Sony's really trying to take over everything. What I think Sony is trying to do is I think Sony's trying to turn themselves into like the Hollywood of anime in Japan. The way we have Hollywood over here,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're a huge mega, one of the biggest companies in Japan, and they're
They are
probably
the
on the
company in Japan, to be honest.
they're probably on the level of like thinking like, hey, we you know what I mean, we try with music, Korea's got that. We try with TV shows, Korea's also got that. We try with movies, Korea's also got that.
Also got that.
So
I
it's
mean,
like
yeah, they
we
kind of
can't get
cooking
nothing over there besides food and anime. They love our anime
and
So
music
it's like,
and K-pop.
what do we
Yeah.
do? Let's just grab everything and try and boost everything to the way that they love things. And I think that's what we're seeing now, because before obviously you had all of these, which was kind of had its charm, these great animes, because they weren't trying to appeal to anyone but Japanese fans. And the
Yeah.
taste over in Japan are way different from
Way
over
different,
here. What's
yeah,
popular
yeah.
over there is way different over here.
Yeah.
Like over there, they didn't care about the CG and Blue Lock. They just
I
kept, they
believe
just
it.
loved it. Like
Yeah.
I've consistently heard from like creators that live in Japan that people out there had no complaints about PNG lock or CG lock.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was mostly over here. They were just
I heard
hyped
this terrible take today on TikTok. This guy was complaining about Windbreaker season 2, how it's just it's all this character development stuff. Like, nah, I just want the hands. I thought it was gonna be solo leveling just with kids in school or whatever. Like, I don't like no, this is all terrible. Like, it was just one of the worst takes ever. Like, dude, it was frying them in the comments. It was bad. Like, dude, shut up. Like,
Hey,
no, yeah.
you leave my boys alone. They are getting emotional and getting to know their inner selves. Leave
Yeah,
them be.
some of the I mean, I kind of agree with him. Some of the character development's a little slow. It's a little slow.
See,
It's
I
not
live for
it's
that
not
stuff.
that it's bad. I'm still hooked every week. That's one of the only animes I've watched in the last 2 weeks, but it's definitely a little slow. It's not like, and it's crazy that I'm saying this.
I don't think it's
Tokyo
slow if you're
Revengers-
comparing it to what we got the first season, because the first season was
Tokyo
all gas, no
Revengers-
breaks.
Everything's
yeah.
fast compared to One Piece.
Like Tokyo Revengers character development was a little more interesting at the beginning, because like all these dudes are like hard criminals, you know what I'm saying? So while
Yeah.
you're getting into it, as to where these dudes are like figuring out themselves emotionally, I'm like, bro, I don't care about this. But
These are high school baby boys that throw fists.
yeah.
Very well.
Next we have Oshinoko got a new visual and it's confirmed for 2026.
Good. Okay.
What's her name with the cat features? Momo or Mimi?
Yeah.
What's her name?
I think that was Momo.
I don't think it was Momo. I think it's I can't
Okay,
remember,
to Google.
but she's the new key visual.
Okay. Looking forward to that in 2026.
And yeah, that's confirmed for 2026. Hopefully it can get his gas back when it gets this new season.
Agreed. Well, you've read past, what we're about to get, right?
And this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have like 10 chapters left in the manga.
Because I remember you were
read
saying
the
like the play was garbage, but it picks back up after the play. So this season should pick back up for season 3. Okay.
Yeah, the rest of it's just like the first season. It's all gas.
Okay.
Like it's really gas. But that play was just that arc. I was speed reading through, and I just remember reading like 10 chapters, 12 chapters straight, being like, bruh, when does this end? It's a one play.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize when I was going into it, I didn't realize it was a whole arc for that play.
Okay.
I thought that play was like just a job, because they do a lot of jobs you'll see in the future where it's just like a commercial or a TV show and they're just part of it and they don't do any like
everything to do with the play
audition or anything. They're just jumping right into it.
Okay.
So that's how I
May
thought
May.
the play was going to be.
Her name is
May. That's
May
what
May.
it is. Okay. Yeah. She's the
Thank you,
cover.
Gabs.
She's the
Mhm.
cover visual. Yes, thank you. Next we have Real Madrid, the soccer club, football club, is coming to the U.S. to host a Blue Lock style tryouts. So the
They're
post
gonna
says
trap people in a building.
They're not
So the
trapped.
post-
Don't say that. They're not trapped.
They're trapped in
well,
a building.
wait a minute, because I'll tell you what the post says actually from like the official post. 1,250 young males aged 18 through 19 will have a chance to try out for the Real Madrid team in a Hunger Games, so possibly trapped. Hunger Games
I told you.
intense style selection camp.
Hey, look, that's Blue Lock to a T. I'm sorry.
I told you they're gonna be
Just
Some
trapped.
of them mofos probably watch Blue Lock and they're like, all right, let's do it. Let's go to the US.
Yeah.
Let's try us. We got a bunch of money.
Yeah.
We're
But
gonna
they're
get
of their
a bunch
own
of
free
dumb people
will,
go
Gabby.
in there
That's what I
like they
mean. They're
can
not
play
trapped.
soccer.
They're in there of their own free will to
Yeah.
join Blue Lock.
Yeah, but can they leave of their own free will?
Yeah,
Probably
I
not.
think yes, they can
Once you
leave,
get
but
in
then you're never gonna be nobody when it comes to football or soccer. You're
Once
not
you
gonna be
get in
nobody.
there,
Yeah, you finish this course.
now
Or
you
you're
sign a
just gonna-
contract and they lock you down. You ain't leaving.
Yeah, Blue Lock.
And then last we have Campfire Cooking in Another World airs in October. This don't
Look at Gabby's face.
I can't wait for it.
I
It's
get
dope.
what now?
It is Mappa's second best isekai after that new isekai that came out.
Which
You have to watch the new one that came out.
the ripoff?
What ripoff?
Which one? Wait.
The
are
one
you
where the,
talking-
the one where the
Zenshu.
girls are artists. Yeah, Zenshu.
Zenshu, yeah,
Oh, okay, that one.
Zenshu,
which was
Zenshu
really good.
was too amazing.
Really good, yeah.
But this one is definitely their second best isekai.
And I've never seen the first season, so I gotta watch. I watched the first season this year. Okay,
I'm gonna watch it again.
It's
now.
just really relaxing.
yeah.
I love it.
It
So
might not
good.
be for everybody, but if you
It
like a
should be
really
for everybody.
relaxing,
I like a
vibe-
cooking anime. I've watched. I
Oh.
think is Yakisoba one of them. The one about making
I
bread.
was gonna
Of
say,
course, I've
don't
seen
say Food Wars. That's
I've
not
seen
a
Food
anime.
Wars. Yeah,
That's
I was
not
gonna
a
say
anime.
Food Wars is
I'm like,
as perverted as Food Wars is. Food Wars is fire.
Food Wars was made
It's
by
fire, but it's not
artists,
fire
so-
for the food. It's like
Certain
good
dishes.
animation. It's etchy.
There
good
are certain dishes
music,
in Food
funny
Wars. I'm
voice
like,
acting.
I want to make that one. That was tasty.
The wiki
Oh,
has
they
the
do their
recipes.
thing.
Yeah.
They do their thing. Yeah. So that's all the news.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that, Noah.
Yeah, and I
All
gotta
right.
get screenshots while I'm sitting here because I didn't get none while I was at work.
It's all good. Let's hit number 2 on the docket. Gabby, if you are ready, do you have a topic for us this week?
I do. I'm just so excited about campfire cooking. I love
Can't
that.
wait.
I love it so much. I'm gonna be
Okay.
in anticipation. But yes. Funny that we kind of touched on this a little bit during the first part of the conversation with the news for Sony,
Mhm.
actually.
Uh-huh.
So this is a great lead into today's less of a question, more of a discussion statement, I guess. And I want us to talk about anime as a form of cultural diplomacy. And by that, the definition for all those who were confused when I was talking about it to my boyfriend, it's basically the ability to represent or show your country in a favorable light outside of your country. So it's basically how you represent your country outside. As we have like Hollywood is for America, we do the movies and stuff, and that's how we show how America is. There is Bollywood, the K-dramas we talked about, and anime is how Japan shows itself to the world. This is how we come to see Japan through the eyes of the anime. So people see how I think America is through these Hollywood-based movies. And that is what the cultural diplomacy means, which it's nice to finally know the definition of that. But what thoughts? How do you think anime is as a cultural diplomacy for Japan? Do you think it represents a lot of things? Do you think it shows things more favorably than they are? Thoughts, ideas, topics? Does it bring certain questions to your mind? I just want to have an open discussion about this.
I think it does a great job of highlighting different aspects of Japan you might find attractive. I think if you're really deep into anime and you watch a lot of different stuff, you can find something that caters to all the sides of it, the good and the bad side of, you know what I'm saying, of Japanese culture, whatever, within anime. 'Cause I know we've seen all different sides of that. We've been watching anime, you know, forever. So, but I do think that when it comes to creating anime outside of Japan, like when maybe the French, the Americans, the Chinese, whoever wants to get into anime and they want to start creating their own and it not being Japanese, I think tying it heavy back into your culture of somehow to highlight that and even finding a way to pay respects to anime to Japan from where it comes from, I think that is one of the best ways to highlight anime outside of Japan that's being created because they focus so heavily on like their culture, everything. So you highlight on your ethnicity's culture, and even if you can, like I said, tie it back into anime itself just to pay homage and pay respects. I think that's one of the best ways to do it. Like just because we're Americans, we don't have to necessarily, you know, Hollywood it all up to make an anime. Just you know, for it to be there, like take a moment and dig somewhere in American history and culture and tie that into what's happening or something like that, or just some way of you giving back and showing you're trying to treat it as authentically as possible. That's just my personal take on that. What's yours, Noah?
So as far as representing themselves, was that the question or everyone?
No. So cultural diplomacy is how it like anime is the cultural diplomacy for themselves. That's how they are showing Japan to the world. So that's how they want people to see Japan. Like they see the slice of life stuff, the school things. Yeah, anime is for Japan, just like Hollywood and stuff is America showing. Yeah. Bollywood is them showing that, and so on and so forth. So like how people view you want people to view your culture outside of your country and influence it to be favorable or otherwise.
Well, I think they do
like propaganda.
Right. I think they do a good job because
you got me to go there.
Because I mean, yeah, but I think they do a good job because they make a lot of anime originally for like Japanese people. Like I think that a lot of these writers and stuff, they are not really thinking about the outside world because their culture is so nationalized, especially in the past. Now it's changing a lot, but in the past, it was really like that to where they were just thinking about themselves. So they're not thinking about the way that other people would perceive this. As to where if I were to write a manga, I live in outside Washington, D.C., so it's really diverse. So I'm probably going to include lots of different, you know what I mean, cultures and things like that that I've experienced. So I think for as far as themselves go, they do a great job. It's just as far it's at the end of the day, it's a cartoon, so it's like exaggerated versions of a lot of things. But a lot of stuff they do, especially the real ones, they do a good job on, like Oshinoko, like like Golden Kamuy is a good one because that shows like history, and it's got, even though it's a comedy, it's got a lot of accurate history in it. So yeah, I think they do a pretty good job as far as that goes.
But you get
they definitely do a good job at representing themselves, and it's so interesting because because I started watching anime when I was so little. I got introduced to it at the end of elementary school, so obviously I was really young and still forming my own opinions on my own culture, and so seeing all of that, it's like I came to just accept a lot of that stuff as normal. For even though like it wasn't my culture, I accepted seeing that stuff as normal because like, oh, it's in the TV shows, it's in these cartoons that I watched. This is normal. I didn't call them jelly donuts, but I knew what jelly donuts were, and that wasn't a jelly donut. That was a rice ball. So I'm like, okay, rice balls are a normal food. And not that Japan and anime stuff wasn't accepted, but when we were younger, it wasn't. It was the geek, the nerd, the off-topic thing, but it also felt so normal to me at the time. So it was a weird combination of the two. But because they had those representations and they made those anime so well in showing themselves to the other world, it became almost accepted so easily to the minds of the younger generation that really started
Right.
watching it with them. So I mean, I think they did a great job doing it, and they definitely showed some different ones with they're not afraid of their kinky stuff. That's for sure. They put it all on the
True.
line, and I'm just like, what is this? What is this?
Mm-hmm.
So it's they did
Yeah,
a
I
good
agree.
job.
Okay.
I agree.
Yes. Great question, Gabby. Let us know in the comments what do you think about that topic right there, everybody. And let's move on to number 3 on the docket for the week, which is our top 3 animes of the week. Would anybody like to go first, or should I go ahead and get started?
He said, "Go
I can go
first."
first because I only watched 3 animes
Okay.
this week,
Oh,
and it was
no.
I watched 4 because I watched beginning after the end.
Okay.
But I watched Windbreaker,
Where was that on your list?
beginning after the end, and Yaiba.
Okay.
Yaiba is 100% number 1. This episode was insane. They keep going crazy. Yaiba. I'm sorry. Actually, Yaiba was number 2. But they keep going crazy. And Wit Studios, my favorite studio, and this MC. I love this MC. I don't know why, but he reminds me of Kid Gohan if he had a little bit more freedom from Chi Chi.
Mhm.
That's what this kid
I can see
reminds me
that.
of. Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's number 2. Number 1 is To Be Hero X. To Be Hero X episode 4 had an insane cliffhanger.
It did.
First of all,
Mhm.
that had me like, what? No! So I can't wait. Every time I'll be checking the times for that episode, for that anime to come out, man. They're doing such a great job with that one. So that's definitely my number 1. And then number 3 is Beginning After the End. Beginning After the End was interesting. It's moving forward. I like how quickly the main character is progressing. It probably wouldn't be not my number 3 if I watched more anime this week and last week, but I've just been busy and I haven't watched much of anything.
Hmm.
So
Mhm.
those are all I've watched. And then honorable mention is Windbreaker because, like I said, I kind of agree with Buddy's statement. These last 2 episodes are boring. I'm like, bro, like it's cool, it's fun, it's emotional. I'm just like, I feel like for me, I was coming into this show looking for some, you know what I'm
For the
saying,
hands.
rough and tough, not just hands, but like boy stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this series is kind of trying to appeal to both a lot, but right now it's trying to appeal to the girl side. You know what I'm saying? Which is okay, but it's not for me. That's not what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? So maybe next week, or I'm gonna keep watching. Maybe next week or something. I know it's gonna come back because they apparently just started a new arc. So I think they saw a mini trailer of Sakura's
Okay.
face all bloodied up. So I know we're gonna meet some new. That's why I'm trying to see like who's gonna be the main tag. Stuff like that is what I want to find out.
I think they clipped
And move
him
on a little
at the
bit
end of
more.
one of the last few episodes, but they haven't done anything with it since.
But is he the main tag or is he just the person for this arc? You know what I'm saying? Because
True.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and all I have it to compare it to is Tokyo Revengers. But in Tokyo Revengers, they had like 2 or 3 main guys that they were going for, and it wasn't someone they could just get right away. You know what I'm saying? Right now, all the people they've beaten is like, we just gotta wait till the 4th year to show up for real. So I want to see somebody that's, you know what I mean, they might be graduated by now, but
They
that's
might
what I'm
be.
looking for. So once we get done with this sappy, visit grandma because his wife died. I'm like, bruh, okay. Anyways, y'all go ahead. Gabby's like, you're wrong. That was great. It was boring.
I mean, it was great.
Okay. I'll go ahead and go. I do have some honorable mentions. I'm gonna get out the way first. To Be Hero X was an honorable mention. Gundam G Crux was an honorable mention. Witch Watch was, and let's see, Guilty Gear was also an honorable mention, and Lazarus was an honorable mention for me. 17 days left in Lazarus. Let's go. Can we get this job done? Can we find this dude in 17 days for everybody dies? But all good episodes. Guilty Gear was dope again this week. Like I said last week, it feels like this is the end of the be all of life. Like the way they're just throwing it out there and giving on what's happening in the show. Like it's great. Not for everybody because it relies heavily on the lore itself from that show, and they don't take the time to explain anything. It's like this is what's happening. It's a thing. Can I just deal with it and watch the pretty visuals and the dope action? Like just we're just gonna throw it at you, but it's a lot of fun. So I'm enjoying it. Like I said, really good episode this week. Lazarus would have ranked higher for me if it wasn't for these other three in my top that I need to mention. So number 3 for me, which was tough because this was the first thing I watched this week. It was Yaiba. Yaiba was so dope this week. Like it's just all gas, no brakes the entire episode. Him and that bat ogre demon thing was going hard the entire 23 minutes, and it was clean the entire way through. Definitely their best episode so far. Like, but it was a really, really great episode. Number 2 for me was Windbreaker. Noah, I didn't know I was going to enjoy it as much as I did, but I did. I liked the explanation of and really get into the.
What you mean was Windbreaker Noah?
Because you didn't like it this week. Like it's they're not in their hands yet. They're still in the touchy feely kind of thing.
It's not about the hands. It's the touchy feely moments are ass. It's not about the hands.
I thought this one was great. I thought the way they handled.
That's fine. I'm saying for me, the touchy feely moments that they're going through are not what I expected this main character to be. They're making this main character look like a pussy.
Well, this episode wasn't about him.
And I love this main character. That's why I'm like, bro.
It wasn't about him this week. It was about the.
Why are you blushing
character.
at your friend, bro? Like, come on, bro. Let's move on, bro.
You know, I thought it was great. Like him
they tore his character down. I thought it was
him. I can't remember the new character's name, the gay character, but like
we don't know if he's
Subaka?
gay.
Well,
Subaka, yeah.
From my
He
understanding,
has a crush, but I don't know. We don't know if he's.
From my understanding
and
my research, he is.
Okay.
I don't care what he is. Why do I have to learn about his whole life story? We hear
because he's cute.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That backstory was. I'm sorry. Having the old people to take care of him, dealing with everything he was dealing with, liking pretty things, and not. I thought it was just
I love that backstory.
Character story development. I thought it was great.
And I don't know this character, so it's like when you introduce the character, and I've got all. And that's what I'm like. That's why I'm like. I'm not knocking you. I'm just telling you how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not at all taken away from anyone's opinion. This is all just how I felt. But when it's like you introduce a new character and you have all these great characters already, we got more backstory on him than I've gotten on Sakura.
True.
And it's not even that good. That's why I'm like, sure, that moment when she died, anytime somebody dies is emotional. But the rest of it, like him learning himself and stuff like that, great. I don't care. I want to see my boys. He's not one of my boys.
You know what I'm saying? I was
That's
locked in.
I
disagree because I was locked in. I thought it was a great story they told, and having the two old people to help him figure himself out type of deal. I thought that was just it was sweet, it was adorable, it was cute, it was all that good stuff. But I thought it was just some great storytelling as well, as far as the background for a character and everything. I thought it was dope. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I know when the second he puts hands on somebody, he gonna dog walk him, and it's gonna be one of the best things we've seen all season.
They had to make him one of the 4 greats, bro.
Yes,
I was like,
they
come
did.
on.
Nah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. But number 1,
ass.
Number 1 was Fire Force. Fire Force was incredible.
I heard Fire Force was dope.
Fire Force was incredible. Like when that's about Shinra took it up to a whole new notch, another level. Like he did his thing. It was beautiful, sounded great. Like it was a peak. It's a peak moment in that show for the characters involved, and just incredible. I can't say nothing like it was just absolutely incredible without spoiling it. Like it was dope, really, really good. I can't wait for you to check it out for yourself. Gabby, what about you?
Put away my slime. Yeah, I got slime hands. So I was unable to watch Mr. X this week. Unfortunately, I didn't get his newest episode. So I watched most of what I watched last week. Some honorable mentions I'll say first of all is Supposed Kid from the Last Dungeon. That little just kind of like random, chaotic, funny anime. It's a nice, relaxing thing for me to watch in the evenings.
What's
love it. Supposedly the last kid from the dungeon ends up or moves to a starter town.
I haven't heard of that one.
I like it. It's nice. It's just a fun. This kid's overpowered because obviously he was from the last dungeon town, and he comes to this first thing, and the people are like, "Oh, monsters!" And he's just like, "Oh, a bug!" Flick. It's a giant
So it's
like
an OP or a
grasshopper,
power
and I was
fantasy?
like, "Oh my god!"
Oh
And
my
it's just,
goodness.
but he thinks he's weak, so it's hilarious, and it's just it's so funny.
Okay.
I enjoy it. It's never gonna be top for me, but it is always an honorable mention. It is
Okay.
hilarious. I love it.
Heck yeah.
The anime I can never pronounce.
I was waiting for it.
Like anime I can never pronounce is also an honorable mention.
What
I
is
can
it
never
called
get
again?
right.
The
Altair
I don't know, I
Meister.
can't-
Master?
Yeah,
Yet the one I
Atelier?
can never.
yeah, Atelier Meister.
Atelier Meister.
Not
Yeah.
Master, it's
Master,
Master. Atelier Master.
It's not master. It's spelled with an IE.
Oh,
Meister.
is it?
Yeah, Meister.
Yeah. Meister.
Oh, I thought I read Master. Okay.
No, it says an
Nope,
IE.
that's what you said last week when you called her out on it.
Yeah, it's
No, I
true.
accidentally said miser, but I meant to say master. That's why I corrected myself in the comments.
Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows, also still a banger, still not a hentai, so we're good. Every character is clean in there. And the main character is the perfect level of oblivious. I love him. He's so cute and adorable. And he's just like, oh yeah, all these people are dead. Welcome back to life. And I'm like, what's going on right now? There's a giant golem over there. Then he ends up hacking this one guy to kill him. Then to save him, he's killing him with one hand with the scalpel he made from light, and then healing him with the other hand so he doesn't die. And I'm just like, what is this man doing?
That's so extra.
It is just,
I love it though.
Yeah, no, just like the kid from the last dungeon one, it's on the same level of comedy hilarity for me.
Okay.
It's just a good one to watch. I love it.
Nice.
I mean, I love all of these. But getting to my top three, number 3 is where is it? Oh, number 3 is Windbreaker. Because Windbreaker.
See?
I loved the episodes.
See?
But,
it wasn't even number 1 or 2. You see what I'm saying? Because it was boring.
Yeah.
But it was
compared to the other ones.
I'm talking alone, not
it
too
was.
It was on her 3. It was on. Was it on yours? Or was that just honorable mention?
It was on his.
No, it was on my. It was my honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's on my list, on her list, and it's an honorable mention. Like
that's because I only watched 4 of them. I had nothing else to put there. I probably would have put
not my fault.
anything else.
See, I feel like honorable mention can be as many. I put everything on my honorable mention list. Like I can't with somebody we can find that.
I definitely didn't. I watched more stuff, but I definitely didn't put everything up there.
I put everything on my honorable mentions for the most part. But Windbreaker was good. It wasn't exciting as my first 2. Number 2 this week is Witch Watch. Witch Watch will always stay in top 3. Because
Witch Watch was fun this week. It was a little cutesy this week.
I love it. It's cutesy. We got some romance in this episode, and then the episode previously we saw my favorite kitty girl. She's here. She turns into a cat. Oh my god, I love her so much, and she's obsessed with the main character, the ogre kid, and it's just I can't wait for more of her. She's gonna be great, and she's purple. So you'll like that, son.
Yes.
Yes. So she's cute. And then number 1 this week is Vigilantes.
I keep freaking forgetting to watch Vigilantes.
You need to watch Vigilantes.
I forget it every single time.
I'm behind, so I didn't watch the most recent episodes, but we just met Ida's brother, Ida's older brother is in the series, and I'm just like, let's go.
Oh, Ingenuum? The first one?
They show him in like the first episode or something, the first or second episode, they show him running around. And then you can just assume it's him because it's like 12 years or something before,
Or
not 12 years. I think it's just like I want to say he did a flashback with Ida, and Ida seems like he's in.
I can't remember. It's sometime
like elementary school or something. Maybe early middle. No, probably elementary. End of elementary. I want to say. It's probably like 5 or
5
6
years.
years. 5
Okay.
years? Okay.
5 years. I think they said it
Okay.
at the beginning as well.
They did not actually. They did
They
not
didn't.
mention. Maybe in the books they did,
I
but
have
I
to
was
the
gonna
watch
say,
this
I
animated
think I
shit.
didn't
remember them
mention.
saying because they were like 5 years before all of that at the beginning when they were explaining how, like they said
They
before.
never said a specific date. They just said before all of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
At least
gotta
this
start
is
I
at
now.
least
remember
in
them as
the
saying that at
anime.
one point.
Yeah. But it's great. I love it. Witch Watch will be my favorite opening, but Vigilantes comes in a very, very close second and probably has my favorite opening and ending together. Usually it's hard
Nice.
for me to find the anime that has a good opening and ending, and they have both. I
Nice.
automatically love the trio episode 1, I think I said previously, and then I'm just loving seeing these characters that we haven't seen much of, and it's making my day. I honestly, this main character with his whoosh whoosh quirk, oh my god, it's
Whoosh,
it's
whoosh.
just it's whoosh whoosh. He just kind of goes and he's like a little. It's like a hoverboard. I love
His
him.
quirk is so poop.
I
So he
love.
uses
No,
it.
but it's so good. I love it. It's so
Well, that's the
creative.
thing. Is like all of them have like poop quirks, but they make them work, or like no quirk. Like the girl has like levitate, or what is it? She
Jump.
has a levitate or jump.
No, it's jump.
So
She
she,
leaps.
you know what I mean? Her quirk
Yeah.
sucks. She can just jump.
She can
But
jump,
and
but
then
she
the
has to
other
have
dude
something to
has
leap
no
off
quirk.
of. Yeah. But
Okay.
it's so good. I love Vigilantes. You really need to watch it, Sin.
Okay.
You really need
I
to
keep
watch
forgetting
it.
about it, but okay.
Yeah, it's fire.
You'll be hooked from episode 1 as soon as that opening starts. Oh, it's got the good comic book look and the color blocking,
Okay.
and it's just
You still haven't
I might
watched
try to watch-
episode 1?
No, I haven't seen nothing. I've not watched a episode yet.
Oh,
I keep
okay.
forgetting about it. That's why I just keep forgetting.
Yeah, it
about
has a really good first episode.
Mhm,
I might
it
try to at
does.
least watch that tonight. Just depends. We'll see.
Yeah, it.
At least get the first episode out the way, so it's stuck in my head that I need to watch the next one. I need to watch the next
Oh,
one.
it'll be stuck in your head.
Okay.
It'll be stuck in your head.
Okay. Is that everything, Gabby?
Yes.
All right. Then we have some overall good choices for our top threes this week. So let's go ahead and open up the docket to whatever we need to discuss.
Nice.
What everybody has on their heart they need to get off their system.
I do. So I read some more Kyoshi, and man, let me tell y'all,
the Kyoshi rabbit hole continues.
this story is just so crazy. Not too much, but it's just like the main premise of this as to where like Aang's story is like there's no more avatars. People think the avatar is a legend. Like some people don't even think it exists anymore. And with the avatar coming up, usually how they come up, which I think they showed a little of in Avatar Last Airbender, they look for the world's best teachers. And those teachers are usually like monks who have really pure spirits because they have to teach the avatar to be the difference between each nation. So during that time, I told y'all she's on the run, and she's basically running away from the person who's kind of in charge of like the majority of, he's not in charge, but like he has some of the most connections in the four nations. And she just happened to live there as a peasant, but it turned out she was the avatar. Usually they figure out you're the avatar like right out of infantry. She's like 14 or 15. So she's wasted a lot of time as to where an avatar at her state would be a really good bender by now. But basically the premise is she's on the run because the person who was training her ended up hurting the fake June, or the fake avatar, sorry, his name is June, who they thought was the avatar, who she was in love with. So now she's running away, and he was like, it doesn't matter, you'll forgive me, you have to do your duty and become the avatar, I'll teach you. And she's like, no, I'll never let you teach me. So now she wants to get revenge on him, but he's like a god tier earthbender, and she has to figure out how to bend because she doesn't know any bending. But he's got so many connections that she needs a powerful teacher, and if she gets any powerful teacher, it'll connect her back to him and he'll be able to get to her. So the next time she wants to confront him, she wants to be able to kill him.
Right.
So basically her story is a story of vengeance, which is super cool. It's also, she's a story on the run. I don't know how long it's going to go, but it seems like it's going to go for a while. she's on the run because she's got to find benders, which means she's got to find obviously those underground, kind of like the king of bossing, say those weird
Yeah.
guys who are going to be insanely good at bending. And she basically uses the connections to her parents, who were an air nomad and an earth nomad, and they apparently were bandits that abandoned her. So she goes back to get help from them, and that's basically the premise of where the story goes from there. That's kind of where I've gotten up to,
Mhm.
and it's just
Okay.
so cool. And so, like the whole betrayal arc, when the person who she loved ended up actually, little spoiler alert, but killed her teacher, who was the one that picked her up off the streets, hurt the fake avatar, and then betrayed her. So she went into some Naruto level rage and went to that avatar state. And that's when he found out she was the avatar. She was like earth bending and air bending and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Dang.
And she couldn't even barely bend at all. So now, usually the
All of a
avatar
sudden,
is like,
she's doing this.
yeah, usually the avatar is like a god at whatever their main bending element is. So now
Mhm.
she's starting to get little bits of her
Mhm.
strong earthbending coming back because she's believing in herself, and it's really cool. And I think
Okay.
it's like a Yuri, because the girl who follows her is, I think she's confirmed LGBTQ, but I don't think they ever put a relationship in. I think the writer confirmed it, if I remember correctly. But the girl who's following her, his name is Rangi. She's so cool. She's a firebender, so she's like really strict, and she's always on her ass about little stuff. But she's like a tsundere, so she's super fun. She's a super fun character. Look at this. This is what they look like. Oops. How do I share this? Here we go. I really think that when they animate this, it's gonna be super sick. So see, like right here, she's a peasant. She's like one of the protectors of the avatar, so she's insane. So when she runs away, the main guy who's like in control of a lot of the world basically tries to chase her. But the reason she gets away successfully is because of her, because she's so well trained. And even her mother's there. She abandons her mother because she cares for Kyoshi so much she wasn't gonna let her run away on her own. So basically, and fire people, they don't break the rules. So it was like she had to like break herself to go save Kyoshi.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then I think that's the second book. But that I've read, from what I've read, they plan on animating that into like the verse continued. So I don't know if it's going to be part or it'd be its own part. I heard that it was the original plan to animate it, but then they moved forward with Aang's future story instead.
Okay.
And I was like, I do want to see Aang's future story, but I'm like, I want to see Kyoshi's story. So sorry, talk so long about that, but
no, it's all good.
It's
all good. I will say this to you too, and everybody, paying attention, listening, that the public safety arc is completed.
Yay!
And Chainsaw Man. I just realized Chainsaw Man.
And Chainsaw Man, yes. I finished the first
part one.
Yes, I officially finished
part one. Was that not one of the most insane arcs?
I did not see that ending coming.
No.
Like after he cuts her up, after he, gets back up, grabs her hand, chainsaw.
The colored page on like chapter 97 of him eating.
Like he goes and he cuts her all up, and then I can't think of his name, but the guy who trains or whatever kind of shows up, and then the panel just kind of cuts. Yeah, it just cuts, and I'm like, what the heck happened? Like, we're gonna get back to that. Then like he's walking around the apartment and everything. He's like, yeah, I got this. You know what you're gonna do? Yeah, don't worry about it. And he's just Denji's so chill about it. Once he woke back up, he was just so chill about everything. Like, whatever, I know what I'm gonna do. I know I'm gonna finish all this. Whatever. Says, yeah. I don't know if this plan's gonna work. Don't worry, I'll make it work. Whatever.
When did you realize what was going on?
At that point, like when he kind of shuts the door behind him, and the second I see him put the food out, I was like, "Hey, yo!" I was like,
I didn't realize as I was reading until he was taking a bite, because I was reading that because the fight was so crazy.
Yeah,
I was reading it so quickly. Yeah. He was taking a bite, and then I'm just sitting there reading. I'm like, man, that food looked good. And also, I'm like, oh snap! Spoiler alert, because we didn't say that first, y'all.
True.
If you don't want to hear chainsaw stuff, you probably already left by now, but leave and come back.
Yeah, the second he started laying the food out, my brain went to cannibalism.
I was like,
he about to eat this chick.
Makima.
He ate her.
Oh shit!
He got food for at least a good week. There, got to put it in the freezer.
Nah,
He was just devouring her in full-fledged dishes.
That's the only way
Yeah.
to get rid of her. So it's like if you're gonna do it,
Yeah.
might as well do it well. When have you seen that level of? Isn't Fujimoto crazy? First of all, the
Yeah.
level of fights they go when people's arms just pop off their body.
No,
Characters you love
no,
just
limbs
die in
don't stay on
one
people's
chapter.
bodies in this. In this, everything
Huh?
comes off. Let's say limbs don't stay on bodies here.
A character you
don't.
love has no build up. All of a sudden, next chapter is dead. Literally,
Just like that.
Power opens the door, gone. Like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about Power
Yeah.
coming back now?
I like Power. I bangs with Power. Like
No, I'm
her-
saying before you were like you weren't sure if Power is coming back or not. How do you feel about that sentiment
Do you
now?
think she's
Because you
coming back
see,
now?
I
you
do.
see at the end of this series is depressing as fuck. It's not supposed to give you
Oh,
a
yeah.
happy ending. Nothing about this was happy for Denji. He lost
I
all of his
think
friends. and had to
Power.
eat
I
the
think
love of
Power
his life.
still shows up somehow later down the line.
Okay.
At some point, I think she will show back up.
See,
But-
he's still thinking like this is some. He hasn't learned Fujimoto. I'm telling you, he's still thinking like this is a
I
generic
don't think he's
shonen.
gonna learn Fujimoto.
I don't think he's gonna learn until he's caught up.
I don't think anyone's gonna learn Fujimoto.
And he got the control devil with him now. Kisame told him to keep it out of her, and Ponchetta came out of it, and talked to
That
him like,
girl,
no, like,
Nayuta.
yeah, like, yeah,
Mhm.
like, no, you gotta get her wish, which is just wanting to be loved and be hugged and all that kind of stuff. So now he's got to take care of her as
Oh,
well.
you're
Like,
so lucky. You get to just keep reading. There was a big break when it was over, and I was like, bruh, I gotta know what happens to Control Devil because I loved Makima so much. So I was like, what's this now? You know what I mean?
Makima gone. He has consumed her flesh. He has ate her
She'll
whole.
never
Yo.
be back.
No,
She'll
but
never
the
be
devil
back.
has moved on to a new character. So yeah, the control devil's
Yup.
moved on to a new character.
Did you
I was
ever
actually-
expect this story would turn into this from the first 12
No.
episodes you watched?
No, I
Like
think the carnage, yes, but not everything else. No,
Right.
the level of
How
violence,
deep the
absolutely.
plot twists.
Yeah, like
And
Yeah.
Denji's character is deep. I keep telling people because people at
Yeah.
first you think his character is simple, but his character is deep. Is how he's like dealing with this like deep depression and trauma. And at the
Mhm.
end, that moment when he said, "I think I figured out that Makima was never looking at me; she was looking through me to Chainsaw
Yeah.
Man. That's why I
Yeah.
could sneak up on her." I was like, "Yo!"
yeah, and how she don't, I feel she only
only
can smell stuff. Like she's never actually looking at somebody. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's doing it by scent of smell. Like yeah,
Yep.
he's
And
been
all
through.
these. So you saw the astronauts now.
Yeah, yeah, creepy.
Yeah. They have
Yes,
some
indeed.
iconic panels in there.
But no, this
And Nikki
that
Straight
was
come
one
back.
hell of a closer. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't see that coming for a closer. Like, oh, that's how we're getting rid of her. We're just gonna eat her. We're gonna take her home, chop her up like sashimi, set her all up perfectly on perfect place with garnish and everything, and just devour her
Yeah.
to the point where he's like, yeah, I don't want meat no time soon. Like, just I don't want to sit on my plate nowhere near me. I just ate this whole evil woman.
Now it's like you got to think. Denji came in, he was depressed. He found some friends,
Mhm.
made great friends, and now Aki dead, Power dead,
Mhm.
And he
Angel
killed them all.
Devil-
He had to kill them all.
Yeah.
Trauma. Whew.
What's it called? Who else? I forget.
Mentor
Shark
figures,
One
dead.
Yeah, and now he's dealing with, and then the love of his life, he had to eat her. Now it's like all of his depression and trauma just doubles.
And he gets done with a kid in his lap.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, take care of the
So-
control demon in this little child. Yeah, just
Yep.
we're gonna throw that on you as well of everything else you're already dealing with.
All right. Well, you gotta do this in manga because we do this all the time. Who's your top 5 characters? That's the first question.
Yeah, let's get your top
I'll tell you
five.
mine from part 1. Denji, Kishibe, no order. Denji, Kishibe, Power, Makima, Aki. That's in the first part in no order.
Denji, Reese, Kishibe. Power grew on me.
Actually, sorry, I'll trade Kishibe be honorable mention. Quanxi. I like Quanxi a little bit.
the
better
one
than
with
Kishibe.
all the crazy chick.
Yeah, I like
Quanxi,
Quanxi a
yeah.
little bit better than Kishibe.
I'll keep Kishibe, but Denji, Kishibe, Reese, Power, and Aki.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can't go wrong with Power and Aki.
Yeah.
The trio is too
No.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
they're-
you, Gabby? From part one only.
Aki, Power, Denji, Kishi, and then Reese.
The Eternity Devil was pretty cool too. He's definitely an honorable mention. The
Yeah.
Eternity Devil. And the second part, they have a lot more relationships with devils as devils, not disguising
Mhm.
themselves. So then
Okay.
you'll probably like some more devils in part two.
Okay.
I do like
But
the
yeah, you're
violence level too.
Yeah, I did. I really like the violence. It just wasn't enough of them with
Yeah,
everything that
there
was
was
going
not
on.
enough.
Yeah, in the first part. Yeah.
The Makima fight was. Oh, the next question I was gonna ask: what's your favorite arc?
Honestly, writing.
You got the introduction arc. You got the Bomb Devil arc.
It might be. It might be that one. The Bomb Devil one. The one that's going to turn into a movie.
The Bomb Devil arc is your favorite arc?
That's the first one that comes to my head right now.
What? Okay.
Because coming back, I don't know. Maybe because it was my first
That's
thing.
not my top 5.
I mean, maybe because it's just reading it for the first time or whatever, and already knowing what happened before that, and then jumping right into that one. It just was like, okay, yeah, this thing is kind of built different. She is dogging him all over the place. He can't do anything for
Had
nothing.
no plot twist for real.
No, but it was just still cool. I thought it was still really cool and dope, and an introduction to a character. You know what I mean? So I just really liked it.
I'm disappointed, but okay.
But
I just
the one
went, okay.
the one
I'm
after
like,
that-
you got the Santa arc, the
No.
Hell arc, the Darkness
The one
Devil
after that
arc,
one
the
is probably the one
Makima
with-
arc.
It might,
All of those?
the second one will be the Makima arc, when she had all the
Okay.
assassins join up with her.
That don't clear the Bomb
and he
Devil
was-
arc.
and he was
Yeah.
That
dog.
Makima fight. How they gonna animate that Makima fight, bro? You got
I do like the
that-
darkness devil though.
The Darkness Devil was that was crazy. The Darkness
That
Devil
was,
put fear in my heart. It traumatized Power. Power wasn't scared of anything.
Oh, that was a great one. Yeah.
It traumatized Power. The Hell
Yep.
arc, the Santa arc was crazy because you got to see
Santa's
Quanxi go
probably my
crazy.
second.
Yeah, that I was gonna say the Santa almost was my first, but I think the Makima one just because her character conclusion was crazy, and it also
Yeah.
brought Denji's character up with the part where
Mhm.
he progressed and realized the things about Makima and stuff like that, having to deal with all his friends being gone, getting Nayuta. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
So now you just get to. Are you excited to keep going?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, that was a crazy ass ending.
characters.
Crazy ass ending. Like 1000%. So
One character that you haven't seen that everybody was waiting for a long time was Kobeni. You haven't seen her in a while. If I'm not mistaken, you haven't seen her in like 40 chapters.
Yeah. It's a good
Probably.
one wait for her.
mm,
Yeah, so that's dope. You
All right.
halfway through
Actually-
your first manga.
This actually
there,
sounds like cinnamon sin.
awesome.
Uh,
All right.
Oh, let me
Can't
show
wait.
you what Mar got
Yes.
for me.
Yes. Let us see.
Oh, I gotta get cinnamon slime off my hand. Got this cute little thingy thing.
ooh.
It was like one of those Pokemon mystery
Lugia?
box things.
hmm
Latios.
Latios. Oh, so
This
close.
is not Lugia, my dear. No, not really.
That was kind of close.
Wrong generation.
Lugia Lati. I just mean the name.
Oh, okay.
Closer than I would have
If he
got.
was rapping, I could have rhymed that.
Like it's a big bird whale. I don't know.
No,
He's a bird
No.
whale.
got this little box.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Is that
lunchbox?
lunchbox?
Bento box?
No, it's just a box.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what kind of. I got these cute little cookies.
That would be my weed box.
The Pokemon cookies. I think one of them's coffee, one of them things. Got a little sticker.
Ooh.
And then I got a little sticker and then a Flareon card. That's
Nice.
cute. And they
Okay.
have the cool back of the Pokemon cards. And then she got me like 4 Pokemon card boxes. One of them she got from a vending machine, which is cool. So I opened
Those from
them.
Japan?
And yeah.
Nice.
But like look at the back of the Japanese Pokemon cards. It looks so cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. Yeah. I
Those are
see
the
them when I
original
see
ones, but-
streamers do the pack openings.
Yeah, so I got them and they were cool.
Should you open a pack right now?
Mm.
I have opened them all.
Oh, I was gonna
She
say,
couldn't wait.
you already
I
told me
opened
that.
them all already. I'm really excited. I opened them all already.
No
So,
Charizards
yeah.
or EVs.
No Charizards, no EVs, but I have slimes that smell like cereal. So, you know.
Okay.
But we'll see.
That's everything outside the slimes. That's everything Mara got you from Japan when she went.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, my mom's friends in Japan. I put in an order for 3 Kingdom volumes with my favorite cover arts.
Fingers crossed.
I think she will. Last time she got them, but I didn't. She got me volume 1 and 2, and we're on volume 75. I didn't even think to ask her. I just told her, I was like, "Give me some Kingdom volumes," and then she came back out. I was like, "Dang, I should have told her which one."
At least she got 1 and 2. Like she's like, I'll start the beginning.
No, it's
like,
cool. I still like
yeah.
looking at the art, but I was just like, I want to see some. You know what I mean? I want to see my boy Shin all grown up. So I told her some of my favorite volumes to get. So
okay.
yeah, that's
Very
awesome.
nice.
I ordered for Japan.
Awesome. All right. Let's get ready to call tonight and get out of here, everybody. Noah, you go ahead and shut it down for us.
Yeah.
Sounds good. See y'all next week. What is it today? Today's Thursday if you're watching this. So that means it's my weekend, but it's not in IRL because IRL is Monday. So I'll see y'all next time. Check the Patreon above. And you know what it is. Peace out.
Deuces.
Bye.
Loading snacks.